Evening chaps, welcome to my new cave. It's not quite finished yet. There's a few bits and bobs need done, but yeah, I'm in, I think. So last time I cancelled, I had that AstraZeneca jag and made every bone in my body ache, and it was dead sore and sleepless nights and all that carry on. So, but I'm better now, just a little tender, but it is what it is. Very good, Dad. That's the missus, mate. It's a shared room, remember? I get this little corner, she gets all the rest of it. So hopefully you can hear me because this is quite echoey in here. So if the microphone seems quite crackly or anything like that, please let me know, because obviously the lighting's different, everything's different in here. So it'll take a few weeks, maybe a month, to get everything how it should be. I've got to get new daylight lighting and stuff like that. So, but if the microphone's too loud, too crackly, let me know and I can just adjust it while I'm live, and we should be all good. So, evening, Ivan, Chris, and Alberto. I've got on Facebook, and I'm just going to go to that camera because there is YouTube. And the guys in YouTube are there, so I just say hello to all them. Who we got? So we got Scaly Models Mike, aka Dad. The chat keeps jumping. We got Moose, William Rayburn, Graham McRobert. Chatting about fish. We've got Plastic Monkey Paul. How you doing, fella? Panzer Cohen. How you doing? All good, I hope. Simon Cousins. Hello, fella. Sarah Jane. How you doing? Ice Cream. Hello. That's about it so far. All good. So, like I said, setting wise and all that, I don't know if the mic's too loud or all that kind of stuff, but if you can let us know, because I can see the microphone's jumping up higher than what it normally would when I was in my old cave. And obviously I have to, now I'm in here, have to use a spray booth, and I don't know how loud that is on the live broadcasts, so I might have to adjust the volume for that. Just whatever. So yeah, oh, good stuff. I'm not actually shouting now, whereas before in my heart I was having to shout quite loud to get the microphone because of all the stuff around. Everyone's saying, what am I doing with my old shed? My old shed was actually a workshop, and what happened was, for years I used it as a woodworking workshop, and then I shoved everything to one side, and I'll answer that in a minute, Panzer. So I shoved all my tools to, some of my tools to one side to build models, and over the 5 years the models sort of spread a bit, and my tools got piled up and shoved in corners and under shelves and all that, and it got a real pain. So I'll be glad to actually get my woodworking workshop back as well. I'm hoping to get a camera at some point positioned at the spray booth, but one thing at a time. It's took me all this time just to get in here. So back on the Lancaster. So I'm not going to put the little tiny silly bits on yet, because I'll just knock them off, and it'll give me the raging ump. So we're just going to do some decal work, I think. There's my wheels. As you can see, they came out great. They will get matte coated, weathered, etc, etc, etc when the time comes. I think I've got everything I need in here for the next few lives, but we'll just If not, I'll have to disappear and go and grab some at some point. But we should be good. Just trying to remember where I put everything now. Oh yeah, water. Keep my water now on the radiator, so keeps it nice and warm. All this time, you've done great considering what you've done. Cheers. Yeah, it took a little while to get the monitors and the PC and everything else hooked up. And of course, you've always got that odd plug that you can't take off. It's molded on, and so you have to cut a big hole in your counter just to see if you can get the bloody plug through. So it's like, really? But there you go. It's actually a smaller room in the space than I'm used to. So I'm kind of struggling at the minute where to put everything. But it is what it is. So I'm working from that. Remember to print out due to lack of instructions. So I've got to try and figure out what's what on that and get them in place. We can stick the decals on now, and then I'll put all the little tiny bits on, do a few touch-ups, and then we'll start playing with some weathering. So we'll get some decals on today, and then we're a step closer. It's nice because I can actually get my legs under the bench, whereas my old bench you couldn't. Oh, we've got some people chatting away there. Sorry fellas, let me just see if I can scroll. Yeah, let me scroll. Evening Fred, looking forward to seeing the next episode of Lancaster Build. And I like the new man cave. Cheers, Ron. All good fun. Sounds okay to me, Fred. Cheers, Chris. It's all good. Evening, Michael. Evening, Tim. Hi, Annette. How you doing? And Alan Blythe. How you doing, fella? Hope you're still building the old ships. My biggest concern, mainly being in here, is our son, because he's only got 40% hearing, so he tends to shout, and I don't want that on the live. But I'll let him know that I'm going live. I've shut the 2 doors, and that's the best we can do, and hope that he remembers for the hour. Bless him. It's not his fault, so there you go. I told John Tess you should get funny looks when I said I had to pick up my dad from school. What we got? Nice work on the room. Looks great from what I can see. Thanks, Annette. Yeah, it's good fun. Warren, how you doing, Warren? Can't get your leg over me. I'm all right now. Evening, mate. I will have a cappuccino and a dash of whiskey, please. Yeah, I've just had a Mars bar hot chocolate. Them little pods are awesome, by the way. They come in all sorts of crazy flavours. It's just madness. I'm trying to read the screen because I'm not used to having it that far away. Dave Jackson, hiya pal, glad to see you well and building. Lank looks sweet. Cheers. Cheers, Dave. Good man. Yeah, it's been good fun. Evening, David. I'll have one as well. I need some. I had the AZ yesterday and feeling rough. Yeah, like I say, it was just full body kind of just ached. That's what I had basically. But it was quite sore. It was like every joint, every in your fingers, in your wrists, in your elbows, in your knees, your shoulders. It was all over, and it was quite sore. Of course, I'm a male, so I milked it a little bit more. No, I didn't really. When men get soreness from it, it's always worse, isn't it? But yeah, the AstraZeneca was a sore one. My arm's still quite tender up here. And I ended up sleeping in the lounge because every time I moved in the bed, it hurt. So, but I'm back in the bed now. It's all good. Oh, better leave that in there, or Colin will have my guts for garters. Right, see where this goes. Eyesight's not improving in the new room. And it goes just about between that one and that one. I think it goes about there. I can't see that, so I'll just bring it over a bit. Kind of there, from what I can see there. Just shove it down a little bit. Cheers, Warren. Yeah, it's getting there. Tea's ready. Have a good evening. No worries, Warren. You take care, pal. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, that's what I've got. The headache and sore arm. Glad you're recovering, buddy. Cheers, Annette. Yeah, it only lasts for 48 hours, Annette. I got it Saturday, and today I felt pretty back to normal. So it's it only lasts 48 hours, like it says. That's one on. One roundel. See, trying to keep an eye on this chat because everything's in a different place to where it used to be. I'm alright, Sue. It's all good fun. Evening, Colin. How you doing, fella? And my finger's feeling better. That's another good thing. After taking a slice off it, it's healing quite well. You can see that very well, but it's nearly there. So all good. Still need to sort out lights in my room. So I'm working where I am as usual. Yeah. I've been looking at daylight panels because in the men's shed where we've got the model room, we've got these daylight LED panels and they're really good. So that's kind of what I'm looking at to have put in here. At the moment, no, it's not going to happen just short. I got it yesterday afternoon, another 24 hours and I'll be good. That's good to hear. It's looking loads better. Cheers. Yeah, it's all good. I'm just gonna get out a little rub, make sure there's no excess fluid under there. Cotton bud. And then we'll go for the old salt. Stick some of that on it. I've got paint racks and all sorts to make yet, so I've not got my paints in here at the minute. There you go, that's a bit of the old bowl on it. It won't look like that once it's dry, because obviously by the time it's weathered and it's had a matte coat and all that, it completely changes it. You can say that all you like, Colin, but Alexa, and I'm not saying anything.
Not saying
Stop.
anything. The audio
Alexa,
vibrate.
stop. There you go. But you can't activate it unless you're live, Colin. And when you're live, she won't be on. So you're out of luck, buddy. I'm not daft. I'm going to remember. But as you can tell, there is one in here. Had one of those panels, 4 foot by 2 foot, works really well. No shadows, nice clean light. Yes, mate. Yeah. Graham, did I get the PM you sent me on YouTube? More than likely, mate. I won't know until I stop the live stream, pal. But I'll certainly have a look the minute I'm done on here and the live stream's over. Right. That one on. All good. Oh, sorry, mate. You said Festa there. See the old one eye playing tricks? It's I tend to misread things quite easily. Because the writing's quite small and all that. It's hard for me to see from a distance. So I misread things. So I don't need to check any messages. Yeah, the LED light panels are great, mate. We've got them in the men's shed all over in the different rooms, and they're just brilliant. Like you say, there's no shadows. Perfect for when you're taking photos. It's just awesome. But obviously we don't need one as big in here, so I'm gonna have a little look and figure it out. Yeah. So we've got our roundels on. As bright as they look at the moment. I hate them when they look bright like that. Right. So. Okie doke. Now what it doesn't show me on these wonderful, glorious instructions oh yes, no it don't, that. Maybe. It's not showing me if the tail flash vents here, these here, it's not showing me if they go on the inside and the outside on each tail fin, or if it's just one. So I'm just going to have to go with one for now, and then Google it, see if there's one the other side of each tail. Whoop that in there. Trying to read as well at the same time. The roundels will look great once you've worked your magic on them. Yeah, hopefully. Evening, Richard. Hope you're keeping the room tidy and the wife will check. Yes, this is the problem, isn't it? I have to try and keep it half tidy. Evening, Phil. How you doing? Inside and out. Cheers, Phil. I thought it might be. Fred, my son has taken over my bench and I've not had much time at my bench, but when I can, I get some time. I'll make time to do some more work on the soldiers for the Iraq diorama. Cool. Yeah, I saw your son was attacking your bench. Looks great. To be honest, seeing that big smile on his face, that's worth losing your bench over temporarily. You see, whenever I get somebody new in the hobby, I love it. See that first time smile and everything else is just awesome. And they go right there. All good fun. What I'm going to do, only problem with this new bench is because I've got this, it stops me just sliding things off it, which is what I usually do. But hopefully, might be less carpet monster material going down on the floor. So it could be a good one, a good move. Evening, Ali. I think that's in the right place. Check that. Yeah. No. Remember that. Don't break the Bombay doors off first. There you go. So near the end of today's live, I shall turn on the spray booth just to see how loud it is. You can let me know if I need to adjust the microphone a tad. Boom, 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 brush. Whoosh. Evening, Ali. Spread the decals on the inside and the outside, the tail fin. I've just had a look on my Lancaster. Cheers, pal. Yeah, somebody else just said the same as well. So, all good. Cheers, fellas. My plant lights are LED. I'm not asking. Right to the outside. Make sure I get it right around. Oh. That seems to be in line. All good. That's good, Moose. That's not a bad thing. I'll walk that in. Get the next one ready. All good fun. There's not too many decals for this, so he says when he's looking at hundreds of stencils here. There seems to be lots of lines. Don't you just love doing the lines? Around like that for a minute. So I've got I'm not sure if I've said already, but I've got a panel liner wash for black, which is going to be quite interesting when I try it. I've not tried it before, and it should be good in theory on the black, which I've never, like I say, I've never tried that, so we shall see what happens. Now let me just have a look on this one here, the box quickly. Yeah, just making sure that I've got the panel in the right place. Evening, Peter. Nice work on the station. Model is okay. Cheers, buddy. If it had tracks on it, I would expect a better answer. But considering it's a wingy thingy, you've gave the kind of reply that I give to people that build with tracks. So I can live with that. How you doing? How's your new wall coming? I love it when I see things like that, what you were doing with the plywood, pallet wood. Sorry. Thought that was quite cool, the idea. There we go. Next decals in. We'll get the fun bits on, and then it's just stupid lines and stuff. No worries, Muse. You take care. See you later. So, internal one. So there's good and bad having to be in here. One, the main one, the good one, is that before, say I wanted to do something really quickly for like 5 minutes, I would have to unlock my cave, wait half an hour for the fire to warm up before I could even start to do a 5-minute thing, which was kind of frustrating over the years. So the good thing in here is I can just come up here, 5 minutes, jobs are good. And obviously it's warmer, too warm. But I can control the heat in here, whereas I couldn't in my cave. So that's a plus side. I have the coffee machine, so that's always a plus. But evening, Archie, how you doing, fella? So apart from that, I have to be a lot tidier. I have to use a spray booth. There's a few things that change, but it's all good in the end. I needed to get organised. It was getting a bit crazy. And I used to smoke in my cave, and now I can't because we don't smoke in the house, which is a plus. Because really, you know, it is what it is. It's obviously the less you smoke, the better. So I'm just putting a bit of soul on there. So let them melt on. So that's good. A couple of little bits there that I'd rather just soften and then push down. I'm just pushing it into the grooves and the panel lines there, making sure it's right in. Oh. Now you shouldn't hear heavy rain and wind and everything else that you used to hear. So you should be good at that too. So there you go. I don't can see that very well, but we've got our decals on there. I'm going to start on the side ones, I guess. DXF. These bad boys there. When I put them in the water, I put them in upside down, and then I put the tweezers on the top, and it just stops it from curling and all that carry on. Push it down in the water, and then I just stick the tweezers on the top, and that keeps it nice and flat for me. Yes, we got watching JC and somebody I can't pronounce with a white profile picture on Facebook. How you doing? Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. How you doing, Alexander? How you doing? All right. Let's see what else everyone's saying. I wouldn't mind one. Just don't have any money, so I can't buy one. T34 yet? Oh, right. T34 off. That's tank talk. I'm not into tanks. I see these sold and set for my decals, and it makes a big difference. Yeah, just if it's not quite sinking in enough with the panel lines, just soften it a bit and just give it another little rub with a cotton bud, and eventually it all comes good, in theory. In theory, that is. There is the odd one. Academy decals half the time are murder, and there's some Revel ones too that are quite lethal. They're like wallpaper that just don't want to conform. But there is extra strong stuff out there if you need it. Right, let's try and get this without breaking anything and touching anything. This is where it gets a bit of a challenge because I need it right across here. I don't want to touch the other decals, which is a common thing for me. And I think I'm going to have a bit of problems here. Yep, I'm going to have a little bit of a problem here, so I better sort that now. What's going to happen is, I'll try and show you, the decal has obviously got clear film on it, okay, and it goes D, and if you see that, it goes D, X, and the F goes over one of these windows. Now, because it's masked, when that clear decal goes on, I'll never get that mask off. So I'm going to need to take that mask off before I put the decal on, which is not good. There's no choice in the matter. I wouldn't really want to take that mask off yet, but the decal will protect it anyway, so when I matte coat, it's not going to damage it. If you'll see that. But I took the two masks off just there on them two windows. There's two windows right there. I'm glad I noticed, because if I'd have put the decal on and then the mask wouldn't come off, I would have been raging. So I'm glad I spotted that when I did. The mask come out well though, by the way. Evening, Michael. And the problem is, because I was prattling about with that, the decal started to float. You see, lovely. So, you see. It's just right. I'm just gonna have to hold it here for a minute. I don't know if you can see me, but I need to hold it here for a minute so I can get this in position how I want it. Oh, she's moved. Just about. Yeah. Just getting it to sit how I want it to sit, or I let it do its magic. Yeah, and that's it. Trying to make sure there's no air pockets, see? That will just mess me up. Actually covers one of the windows too. So I can get it without touching it. You see that? And there's actually the window in that gap of the F. Just in there. There's a window just there where that F is. So that's why I take that mask off quick. Otherwise, I would have been stuck. Right, let's see what's being said quickly. Look on a YouTube or notification when they're on. Best place to get. Where's the best place to get a black marker at the minute? Is I need to draw the hot rod design of on my car, huh? You can get a marker from any stationery, Asda, etc. Yeah, that's true. All good fun. Trying to see what other people are saying at the same time. So, evening, Conrad. So I'm just putting the old sole on there now. I've done the set. So I'm glad I noticed that with the F, that window, because that would have really messed things up. You imagine that having a decal and then the F, you couldn't unmask because of it. Let's see if I can get it where you can see. You see that window just there. Right underneath that. That'd have been fun live. Trying to unmask and then go, oh no. And I don't want to unmask yet because obviously I've got to matte coat it all, so that wouldn't be clever. So there you go. Evening, Conrad. What decal solution do you use, Fred? I'm using Microset and Microsol. When I done the, it's done by Microscale Industries. I'll put my thumb on the lids because I've not undone the lids. I've not put the lids on, but there you go. Microset and Microsol. A lovely festive workshops holder. When I done the F1 car, I had to use quite a lot to get it to conform to all the crazy shapes on the F1 car, and it took a fair few goes. But you just put the set on, put the decal on, rub out any excess fluid, and then you put the sole on, and that really softens it and makes it conforming to the panel lines and everything else. And then you just put more on as and when needed and push it down with a cotton bud until you get it to how in the shape you want, and then jobs are good. I've never used anything else. I've not needed to. There is some stubborn decals where maybe a stronger solution would be better, but I've not needed to. So, and I've just had that dreaded moment where I nearly, very much nearly, pushed in the window trying to get the mask off. I'm kind of holding it. There. Haha. But there's a will, there's a way. Because that one gets hidden by a roundel anyway. So we're all good. Coming out all right. If you use it, just remember E before O. Set before soul. And that's it. Right. Now obviously this is not going to be an F this time that's covered. So it's between the X and just the D. Right. So just the D. Just the X. Right across the window there. Like that. Lovely jubbly. Just trying to handle it without touching the ink. I'm just getting rid of any wrinkles, air bubbles, and all that. There you go. It's actually, the X actually goes right across the window. Put some sole on that. Soften it. I'm just going to some sole on the other side now that's settled a bit. And just rub that in again, just to get that to dip in where the panel lines are. Like that. I can see that now, I don't know. You see where it's dipped in with the panel lines? Whole decal is, so. And this is why I don't put little bits on yet. How you doing, Stephen? Good fun. I'm just pushing that down. And let it do its thing. Leave that a minute. Hey, what's next? What's the time? 53. What I'll do is I'll just we'll get this bit done. And then I'll turn on the compressor and we'll see how it sounds. You lot, see if you can still hear me when it's on. I'll try and get a camera over the spray booth if I can. Right, we'll leave that for a sec, let it do its thing. Right, I'm going to switch this on. I'm going to see how loud it is, right? So you tell me if it's too loud. Obviously it's going to be louder than what we've got at the minute. But it should only be for a few minutes when I'm spraying. So here we go. It's LED as well. So that's it, why it's on full. So I don't know if you can hear me or if that's too loud or what, but that's it on. So worst comes to worst, I'll listen back to it later on, watch a replay of it. But that's the kind of noise that I've got to put up with when I'm spraying. Can still hear you, not too loud at all. Cheers, Annette, good stuff. That was the only thing that concerned me, because obviously I'm going to have to start using that in here, and otherwise my daffodils will wilter. Even though they're plastic, I think. Yeah. So yeah. Oh well, we should be all right then. All good. So that's come out really nice on that side. I don't know if you can see very well, but it's proper conformed to all the shapes that I wanted it to conform to. You can see the panel lines going right through the decals there. So all good. We've got our underneath there with our mottled black to start off. We've got our decals on either side. We've got our wonderful roundels on. And this side's nearly dry to conform. just about there. So all in all, not a bad day. It's yeah, and that's not too loud, so that's all good. Sounds louder in here, but I have got noise suppression on, so hopefully it's cut it back. So I've got to remember to be tidy. Me be tidy, first time in 6 years. Shocking. What's that? Ron, do you still want to build a tank, mate? I don't know if it's a do I want to. To be honest with you, I'm being hassled left, right, and centre to actually do one because I've not done one. But do I actually want to build one? I'll tell you what scares me with tanks, right? It's the chat links, right? I've seen so many builds on the groups, you know, and all them individual chat links and stuff like that absolutely just like blow my mind what the guys do on the tanks. And I've got tank builders that I've got to build an aircraft and they go, oh no, I'm not building aircraft anymore. And he's like, you have to make sure seam lines are right and all these little, the undercarriage and all this. And he's like, no way, tanks are so much easier and all that lot. And I see his point because a tank, you know, if you've got a little gap on the kit, you can make a pretend weld and hide it and weather it and whatever, you know. But for me, it's the weathering side of it as well that scares me because I see some right awesome tanks and I know it's dusting and whatever, but yeah, it's a whole different model build, isn't it? It's like the ship where you got me to do. It's completely different mindset from aircraft. You know, I can get you one that has no links, but it does have some plastic tracks. Well, I'll build anything. You know me, Ron. Everyone knows. You know, I've built motorbikes, whatever. Uh, so it is what it is. You know, it's a challenge, isn't it? And that's what the hobby's all about. But it's even worse for me because I've got to do it on live. You see, and when you do things live, everybody sees everything. Now things never go perfect with me. Obviously, you know, you forget things and do things wrong. I do, but everybody does, and that's the whole point of this. So. If you want a nice easy tank kit to try as a start, get a Rubicon 156. Yeah, we've got them. We've got them for the models for hero sessions that I do over at the model club. So I mean, the little Rubicon kits are great, but me being me, you know, I kind of go in both feet first. You know, when I tend to do things, I tend to go the crazy way. Like when I first started building models 6 years ago, the first model kit I built was HMS Victory, big sail ship, hundreds of rigging. And my theory was if I can manage that, then I'll be okay in general, you know. So that's kind of always been my way of thinking, just kind of go for it. And that's why, even though I curse Ron with the Turpits, I'm kind of glad in a way he did because it's big, it fries your brain, and it's all good. Do you know what I mean? Because I like a big challenge, you know. So for me, if I'm gonna do one, I suppose it would have to be like 1/35th, and I've seen the MR kits and all that lot, and they're a bit like a rebel equivalent of an aircraft. I shouldn't have said that, but it is, you know. So if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it properly, basically. So anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure and really nice to see the numbers. It's really cool. What's that? Papa or King Tiger links. Not bad. Tamia 135 just saying, oh, evening, Bill. Don't you eat up all your data, pal? You know, I know you rely on your phone, so, but yeah, I mean, oh, whatever. You know, if somebody wants to fling me a kit, fling me it, I'll build it. um, yeah, no worries. Anyway, cheers everyone for popping by. Thanks for bearing with me with everything. Yeah, and stay safe and take care. Hopefully my arm will be a lot even more better next week. And what's today? Tuesday. Yeah. I'll be back Thursday with the Turpits. Good to chat, Fred. See you soon. Stay safe. No worries. You take care of that. And you know all where I am. So you can catch me anytime. You know how to get hold of me. One way or another. So from my daffodil room, I bid you farewell. Cheers, Richard. Good to see you, pal. Cheers, Sue. Take care, everyone. And yeah, I shall see you soon on Thursday with the Turpits. Oh, oh. Right. Bye for now. Stay safe.